Alright everyone, we're going to do something today that I like to do from time to time, and it's scan through the entire crypto market, look at various coins, see if we can find some type of confluence in their wave structures as to what's going on here. I'm going to shed a little light and a little clarity and show why this is a probable turning point for Bitcoin, and we might get a move that resembles this before we start hitting to the upside for the actual move. Stick with me, guys. You're not going to want to miss this one. All of these charts are opened up from the Discord premium 24/7 live charts. I got links. They open up. I update these charts as frequently as they need to be with their various counts to keep everyone's kind of perspective in check as to what's going on. We're also doing ADA and VeChain because Void Zero commented on the last video. He wants to see it. Leave a comment down below on this video. What stock, crypto, commodity, it does not matter. I will chart it if I like your comment. So leave a comment down below on what you want me to chart next. Let's get into this. I have drawn up here on the daily time frame for Bitcoin. I have an ABC drawn up. My view is that this is an ABC down in a zigzag of some fashion. And if you're new to Elliott wave, stick with me. Watch enough of these videos, you will learn. And I'm tracking a flat correction on Bitcoin here. This looks like a beautiful ABC as I have drawn right now to the upside. What would invalidate it is if we get some type of flag action and then another hit to the high. That would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that was the case, that would be an impulsive wave. But as of right now, it looks to be just about finishing up for the C wave here. This can creep all the way up to like 70k if it wants to, guys. If we pull fibs, you're right in the pocket right here. We're right in the pocket. We took out all this liquidity at the all-time high, which is perfect. It can do that. We're aware that it can do that. And I'm expecting some type of nonsense type action, maybe a leading diagonal for wave 1 into wave 2, and then we start making our descent. Now with that picture in mind, zoom in a little further. And what I have drawn up here, again, this is on the 24/7 live charts in the premium Discord. There's a free Discord link in the description below as well. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 finishing up, in which I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like we are going to come up and take the highs one more time, and that would finish a flat here. This flat right here is something similar to what I'm looking for. Obviously it has a different extension on it, but this is a flat. This is what I'm talking about, where it just sweeps the liquidity. But we're talking on the higher time frames, like on the daily, where I'm looking at this occurring. As I zoom in, I'm looking for 5 waves to finish. I have 1, 2, maybe 3 into 4 into 5. Could be. This right here is a nasty liquidity sweep. It was so impulsive, and this, quite frankly, could just be an A, B, C retracing this, and we might not break the high, and this can be your 1 wave, 2, and then start going. Boy, would I love to see that. Come down here and take this liquidity out right here. And then stay with me, because this is important when we go to the other coins. If we get him, if it wants to break the high one more time before it comes down, so be it. If this is an ABC, so be it. I'm looking short in these areas, guys. The impulsive structure from the top is what I'm looking for. Once we do get this, and I'm gonna be trading this all the way down. So please join the Discord to stay up to date to what's going on as far as the trading plan. Once we get an impulsive wave down, comes down and tests this breakout zone, takes this liquidity down here, maybe comes to this trend line here, something like that. I am expecting a bounce in the form of an ABC to retrace, something like that. And then more downside from there. Big time. This is the short you want to get in if you're looking short. When we get a nice retrace like that, short the crap out of this thing if we get that. There's a good chance we might be impulsing to the downside. Now, this 5-wave impulse, it can take the form of a leading diagonal even, and just be more slow and methodical into how it hits to the downside. Right? Something like this, instead of a true impulse. But I'm still looking for the 5 waves, still looking for the retrace, and then still looking for the short. Now, how Bitcoin and the altcoins like to move is when Bitcoin has its big drawdown from a local high, altcoins will retrace with it. And when Bitcoin retraces this initial drawdown is when your altcoins will instead go for their run. So with that in mind, we're going to take a look at some other coins. Again, as I'm zoomed out, I have an ABC. I'm counting 5 waves with an extended 5th. We're finishing up like this is the 5th of the 5th of the 5th. I mean, it's finishing up. You're at least going to get some type of a correction before more upside. But I'm saying that this correction is going to either be a leading diagonal or a straight impulse. And then we're going to start working down. All right, just want to make that clear. It's a very real possibility that this just flags out and goes up or just keeps hitting. It can do that, guys. It can do that. It's just not what I'm playing. So with that being said, we're going to switch on over to ETH. Ethereum looks like a finished 5 waves as well. And as we zoom in, Ethereum actually did put in a high where Bitcoin did not. And this looks to be 5 waves almost finished. Maybe we get one more burst to the highs. Maybe we get a triangle here for wave 4 into wave 5, one more hit to the highs. But as I zoom out, Ethereum, which is funny because Ethereum usually has a run after Bitcoin. It's running right now and it hasn't taken the all-time highs. So is Ethereum going to break all-time highs? Could be the case. When Bitcoin decides to make its descent down, Ethereum might make its descent down and then hit the highs. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for Ethereum, you have an ABC structure right in the corrective pocket right here. A, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C. Maybe it doesn't even take the highs. Maybe it just comes into this pocket right here. But I'm looking at it correcting with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin has like its leading diagonal or its impulse down, I'm looking at a move like this. And when Bitcoin retraces, I'm looking for alts, Ethereum leading the way, to come up and have just a much bigger run to the upside that comes up and takes the upper liquidity, where Bitcoin just retraces its move. Let's move on to Solana. Same thing with Solana. Very similar to Ethereum's wave structure here. Solana, I was tracking. I'm looking for this wave 4 to finish up into a wave 5. And on the lower time frames, I am tracking a flat. This is probably going to come up and take the highs one more time, and you will have an ABC put in here, and this will be a big WXY. You have ABC, ABC, ABC. It's a double correction, WXY, and you have a correction down. So when you pull your fibs, you would come impulsively down to finish the correction into the fib pocket or to the 1-to-1, something like that. And this would be Bitcoin's move down on Bitcoin's retrace up. Solana will pump harder than Bitcoin, probably equivalent to Ethereum, and you will get a giant move up for leg 5 to finish out the entire structure. That's 100% right there if you come into the fib pocket. 180%, sorry. So it's matching with what history says and how Bitcoin and these alts like to move. Let's move on to ADA. ADA's a little tricky for me because Cardano, it looks like its fifth wave is finishing here of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse. Now, what you would want to see is a nice large correction and then more upside. But this would need a lot more time than Bitcoin would give if it gives us a 1, 2. You're looking at something like this and then more upside. It just doesn't do it as far as the time factor goes for me. I would need it to be way longer and dragged out before more impulsivity to the upside. Now, ADA could just be done right here and then start working its way down. Like this, right? That's a very real possibility, and it could be finishing up a move from the top. Or if you're really bullish on ADA, this right here is a 1, 2. This right here is a 1, 2. And you're looking at all this being a 3, 4, 5. So you would essentially move your 3 up here. 4, 5. If you're really bullish on ADA, that's the move. And I can see it happening, I guess. That's a large move. Let's measure this. 180%, so it's not too far-fetched. If we go to the lower time frames, what are we doing here? Was this a flat off the top? I don't think it extended far enough. It technically did. It technically did. The 786 is a fine retrace zone. It's a little shallow, but it's fine. We did get that impulse. Maybe this is a leading impulse, and we're looking to do something like this, and then we get more upside. It would be my best guess as to what's going on here. This looks quite impulsive. I wouldn't feel comfortable shorting this thing, I'll tell you that much. But something like this, probably would call it a WXY. You got a correction down, correction up, maybe another correction down. For ADA, I would lean more towards that this is a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. Like, we're gearing up to pump hard on ADA, is what I would say. If you're not, then you're looking at ADA coming down and taking this lower liquidity, and that this is an ABC finished, and then we're just going to come down. I just don't like that. I'm sorry. So I would say we got some more of a retrace here. It's not done. And then ADA starts pumping hard up to your fib retracement levels. 618, 786, somewhere in this range, 250. So it looks good to me. This looks pretty impulsive down. So I would assume, man, or maybe this right here is just putting in an A, and then we get a B, and then a C. But again, this would need to be pretty elongated for me to call this a B wave. ADA's tough for me, guys. ADA's very tough for me. This looks finished. Maybe it does just kind of work its way sideways here. Time will tell what ADA wants to do. We'll see if we start getting a hit to the upside, or if this corrects a little more. XRP, I have a crazy drawing in here. Looking at XRP coming down to finish up a WXY. This is where Bitcoin will have its hit to the downside, and then when Bitcoin starts retracing, you're looking at a nice impulse wave for XRP. Measured move would be about 230% if this plays. And it's really just a giant ABC. And then when that's finished, you can expect more downside. Maybe this gets super extended up into here and we get a flat for XRP to match up with Bitcoin's flat. And then this obviously is just super extended. If you pull the fibs, it can happen. Let's go into log. So it's right in the fib pocket on log scale. So it can happen. I would expect a nice dump to scare everyone. Really take away this any semblance of this trend line and dump past it. Everyone's going to think a local low is going to get put in, and it's just going to start pumping from there. Lastly, VeChain. This looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. I would expect VeChain to give us a nice retracement. Let's go into log. Yeah, the VeChain looks like a finished 5 waves pretty much. Maybe one more hit to the high here. One more. And then some type of a retrace. And then more upside like that. Can every coin come up into this target range if it doesn't break the all-time high and then give it the opportunity to flat with Bitcoin? It could happen. And I would love to see it. If everything comes up here to test the all-time highs and Bitcoin is just retracing its initial impulsive move, man, I will really be looking at this flat playing out. And guys, this will take time. It's not going to happen overnight. I'm expecting some type of BS, maybe an ending diagonal into a leading diagonal. I mean, like this, guys, this is going to take a while to play out. Liquidity needs to get dispersed. And then you're looking at your move. And then we can actually impulse. So that's where I'm at, guys. Again, I'm a leverage trader. I leverage trade these markets. I trade them up and down. I rarely buy spot. I rarely do. Right here was your time to buy spot. If we get another chance, let's fucking go. If you're a leverage trader, MEXC is the best exchange out there right now. It's no KYC, no VPN, and they got the lowest fees of any exchange. So if you want to use the link below in the description, it's 10% off of those fees. Also, you get up to $1,000 deposit bonus if you use that link. Guys, join the Discord. It's free. The free Discord's down here. I have my long-term setup. I have the chat in here that I pop into. There's a premium option if you're interested. And as always, I appreciate you guys watching the video. This was a long one, but it had to be done. So I appreciate you seeing this thing through. And I'll see you in the next video. Love you.